Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and this week I'm going to be continuing to prepare for the release of Equilinox. So for the last couple of days I've just been working on trying to balance the game, but today I'm going to be getting back to working through the final few suggestions and improvements and bug fixes that need to get done before the game is launched. So first up today I'm doing a bit of work on adding support for different display sizes, and there are a couple of display sizes that cause a few problems in the game. For example, if the display is very high resolution, then the UI appears a bit small, and also for very small display sizes like this, the UI in the game is a bit big. So for example, you can see the toolbar and the information panel here are overlapping, and also there was another problem in the music tab. There are too many music tracks here, so I'm going to try and fix some of these issues now. So I fixed the issues for the small display sizes now. So for the information panel I made the whole thing smaller so that it fits here, and I did have to remove the image here so that there's still space for the description and for the information. A bit of a shame, but I really don't think this is going to be affecting too many people. I mean, this is a very small display size. I think most people are going to have bigger screens than this. But yeah, all the information is still shown, and also for the music tab, that's all sorted out now as well. This afternoon I've been continuing to make sure that the game can run well on different display sizes and different aspect ratios, and I have now fully implemented this option here, which makes the UI in the game a bit bigger. So for high definition displays it will be a bit easier to see and read. And also I did a bit more work in the options menu, tidying a few things up, and there are a few options here that require the game to be restarted in order for the changes to take effect, and I've now made those options go red, and a little message appears here just to make it obvious which options require the game to be restarted first. Just been fixing a couple more things to finish off the afternoon today. So firstly, there was an issue with the camera. When the camera went outside the boundaries of the world, it would glitch up slightly, and I've completely fixed that now. And then I also wanted to try and improve the appearance of this UI panel here, the one that shows you all the requirements needed to unlock a new species, because it didn't look very good at all. So I had a go at trying to make it look a bit more tidy, a bit more compact, and it's still not my favourite UI in the game, but it's a slight improvement. Anyway, I need to stop for now because this evening I'm going off to a Taste of Sweden event, and I'm going to try out some Swedish food. Thursday morning, and my plan for today is to fix any final glitches to do with the animal movements in Equilinox. And the first movement that I'm going to be working on today is the Galloping Movements, which a handful of animals in Equilinox use. And this is one of the more complex movements in the game. The animal takes off, and when it does that it starts rotating backwards. Then at the height of its jump it starts rotating forwards again, and as it falls down it tests whether the front leg has touched the terrain yet. And as soon as the front leg touches the terrain, then the animal starts rotating backwards again so that the back leg comes down, and then once the back leg touches the terrain it either starts a new jump or it just stops there. And the problem with this pretty much only happens when you've got the game running on fast speed, and it's a problem with the very last part of the movement. So when the back leg comes down, when the game's running on fast speed, it often overshoots the terrain and it goes straight into the terrain, and then the animal is stuck in the ground like this. So the first thing I'm going to do today is to fix this issue. 10 o'clock, and I have now fixed the movement for the deer. So to do this I just tested whether the back leg was too far under the terrain at the end of the jump, and if it was, then I used some trigonometry to work out how much I need to rotate the animal backwards to make sure that both legs are above the terrain. So that's all working nicely now, and next I need to do a similar thing for the rabbit movement, which is pretty similar to the galloping movement. There are some slight differences, but the problem that it's having is pretty much the same. On high speeds it sometimes overshoots and ends up in the ground, so I'm just going to apply a similar fix to that. So the rabbit movement is now also fixed, and as expected it was a pretty similar fix to the one that I used for the deer movement. So they're now bouncing around very happily. And the final animal movement that I want to work on today is the fish movement. Because of the way that the fish AI works, sometimes the fish stop still in the water and then turn around and then start moving forwards again. And it just looks a bit weird when they stop so suddenly. So I'm going to try and make that look a little bit more natural now. Just about to stop for my lunch in a second, but to finish off the morning I did finish fixing the fish, and to do this I gave them a bit more inertia, I guess is the right word. So when they stop, even when they stop swimming forwards, they keep floating forwards a bit after they've stopped. So for example, I'm controlling this fish here and I'm going to stop making it swim now, and you can see that it still floats forwards a little bit before it comes to a stop. So this fixed the issue with them stopping suddenly, and it just made their movement look a little bit more natural. So this afternoon I'm moving away from the movement stuff and I'm doing a bit more balancing. And first I wanted to do some balancing to do with the beavers, because they're still cutting down too many trees and it's almost impossible to have them in a balanced ecosystem because they just cut down everything. So I made a bit of a change to their AI now, which should make it a bit better. So when they're first building their den, they cut down lots of trees and they use the sticks to build the den. But now once the den is built, they only top it up every now and again. So the den actually decomposes over time, and now the beavers will only fix it once it goes below a certain percentage. And then when it does, they'll cut down a tree and fix it. But that means that they're going to be cutting down a lot fewer trees than before, which means that they won't be so much of a problem now. Just finishing off today with a bit more balancing work, this time to do with the wolves and their hunting behaviour, because kind of like the beavers, it's a little bit tricky to have them in a balanced ecosystem because they just eat everything and kill everything far too quickly. So I've been tweaking how fast they get hungry and how much food the animals provide to try and make it possible for them to hunt sustainably and not just kill everything in sight. Anyway, I need to stop and make some dinner now. I've got some people coming around in a bit. And today I'm going to have a go at trying to make one of the Swedish dishes that I tried out yesterday. So it is Friday morning. So far today I've just been doing more general balancing, but I'm about to get started with doing the editing for this week's devlog video in a minute because I've got a bit of a busy weekend. So that's pretty much going to be it for this week, but it's been a really good week. I've been very productive and Equilinox is really starting to feel like a finished product, which is very nice. And all that's really left to do development wise before the release is a bit more balancing and then some optimizations to make sure that the game can run smoothly. For this week though, that is pretty much it, so thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.